Oh yeah, it's the weekend, and you know what that means. It's time for the most entertaining hour of your weekend. It's time for Pixels and Bits on theovershield.com with your hosts, Cory, Andrew, and Tommy. And now, broadcasting from planet Earth, it's time for Pixels and Bits. Hello, Internet, and welcome to Pixels and Bits on theovershield.com. My name is Cory, and I'm back. Awesome. Welcome to... God, I keep forgetting what episode we're on. Where are we in now? 19, 18?
19, yes.
Yes, episode 19. We're almost to 20. Hooray. As you all know, we were supposed to have episode 19 last week at NatsuCon. Unfortunately, the hotel's internet was being a bitch, and just time management, and it just all fell apart. And I'm really bummed that it didn't happen. But I will still tell you my misadventures later on. Tommy, do you have anything to say before we jump in?
It is just me. No Andrew.
Yeah, that's right. Andrew's what is he doing? What is he doing again today?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's tell the truth. I think from what I've hearing, he's at a school, and he's telling kids about what it's like to be a big-time video game journalist.
We really made it the big time.
Yeah, hell yeah! Actually, I forgot. I had this. Me and Tommy were like joking about this. It's like, oh, we got bought out by IGN. Like you asked me last night. It's like, hey, is the podcast still on? And I think I started lying, and oh god, where's the yeah, here it is. It says, hey, are we still on for tomorrow? And I said, nope. In fact, we're canceling the show. We got bought out by IGN. Wait, what? Yep, offered me $10. Couldn't pass it up.
Imagine if we did got bought out by IGN. That would be pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
Would they even hire us or not, or just replace their?
I don't think IGN will hire us, but I think GameSpot might, because like they hired someone for some reason. They had like the worst staff imaginable. I think. I've read some of their stuff. It's obvious that they get paid out sometimes.
Yeah. Yes, I'm on our YouTube, and yeah, we really made it big with 19 subscribers.
Hell yeah!
Let's see. Let's look at our Facebook. Let's look at how many people like us on Facebook. 29.
Oh, hell yes, we are successful.
Oh yeah. Look at this.
So,
once 30 people like your page, you get access to insights about your activity.
Damn, we are so close.
We are so close. Someone listening to this right now like us, so we can know our insights.
Like us all, goddammit. Anyways, it is now time to jump into the Overshield News Desk. Hit the music. And we got 5 news stories today. Chris, that's it. 5. Originally, I thought about putting 10 in here, and then I realized, oh, we don't want this to be like an hour-and-a-half podcast, like the very first episode of Pixels and Bits. So, that's what happened. I put in like 10 news stories, and I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't think it was going to go this long. First story, Anonymous hacked the PlayStation Network, but they actually didn't.
So they did.
Anonymous claims that through their Twitter that they hacked the PlayStation Network. They claim that they have uploaded a 50 gigabyte list worth of usernames and passwords. And Sony has come out and said, we've confirmed that the recent claim that PlayStation Network is illegally hacked and that the customer passwords and email addresses were accessed is completely false, and that the list that Anonymous uploaded was just a list of random details.
So why do this? Why? What's Anonymous trying to do by saying these false news?
Who knows? But It's kind of funny. It's like, good old shot to the credibility.
Maybe because he's a Microsoft fan, he just wants to. Anonymous is right there playing Halo Reach.
You know what? I think we haven't hacked PlayStation Network enough. Let's do it again. But live this time because we'll get arrested if we do it again.
How much did they lose? Okay, yeah, let's hurt their credibility even more. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next story. GameStop is making DLC easy because they're getting rid of the 25-digit codes that you get with like DLC.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you get like an email or something like that and you get a receipt and it comes with a 25-digit code that you have to like punch in with your Xbox controller to get that secret DLC where you get that secret little costume because you pre-ordered at GameStop.
Yeah, I did that when Halo Reach was releasing the Noble Map Pack at GameStop. They had the pre-order and you get the flaming Mark V helmet for your avatar. Even though it wasn't a Mark V helmet, it was clearly an ODST helmet that was on fire, but I didn't care. It was still cool.
Yeah. Well, in the future, they said that they've now done it to where when you purchase a piece of digital content at the GameStop store, within a minute of completing the transaction, a link will be sent to your email. Clicking this link through say your smartphone while you're in the store will immediately activate the DLC and your console will begin to download it. So, by doing this, what's to stop GameStop from taking over my Xbox, eating my game library, and then selling itself at GameStop for $1.50?
True.
And yes, I totally just ripped that joke from Jared, but I thought it was awesome. So, honestly, like, don't you think that's a little much that now they have access to your console?
That would be. I wouldn't trust that, actually, to be honest. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, what are the chances that every piece of DLC you get, it's like a rootkit? I mean, like what Sony used to do with CDs back in the day?
I'm trying to remember the back day when we had CDs.
Oh, God, what were CDs again?
I don't know. Weren't they DVDs, but just only music?
I remember this thing called the phonograph.
And then there was the cassette. Then there were VHSs.
Oh, wait, you forgot about Betamax and Laserdisc.
Oh, that's right. How could I forget? And the Vinny, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Next story. Because I don't like talking about GameStop. Anybody remember The Last Guardian?
Oh, yeah, the whole Rhode Island thing, right?
No, The Last Guardian. Remember Shadow of the Colossus?
Oh, yeah, okay. I was getting...
The guys who made that, well, they've been working on something called The Last Guardian for 50-something goddamn years, and basically nobody has seen any footage of it for the past 3 years. Huh. Everybody's wondering, it's been canceled because, like, the creative lead's leaving or whatever, and, like, all this stuff's going on. They said, quote, from the Sony Worldwide Studios chief, Suhei Yoshida, he answered, "The team is still working on it very hard, ... There are certain technical issues that they have been working on. That's the period of time when the game, looking from the outside, doesn't seem to be making much progress, but internally there's a lot of work going into creating this title." The ... worries me. But, honestly, so yeah, Last Guardian is not dead, but for some reason it's still coming to PS3.
Okay, well.
Even though the PS3 probably only has like another year and a half left in it, I guess. Next story, I assume everybody here should or has Team Fortress 2 considering it's free.
Yeah, I have it on the Xbox.
Get it on your PC, it's free.
I'm not a PC person when it comes to games.
Guess what? You better be, because guess what feature the PC version's getting?
I don't know, what?
Co-op.
Okay. Wait, it's a multiplayer game, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's getting co-op.
So what, two people can play on the same screen?
No. I mean, it's actually getting a co-op feature where you team up with other people and you fight, like hordes of enemies. It's called Man vs. Machine. And you and 5 friends fight against a lethal horde of robots on new maps with the opportunity to upgrade abilities and weapons along the way.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Hell yes, it is. And guess when it comes out?
Soon?
It's out now.
Wait, really? Nice.
Yeah. It actually came out 2 days ago.
Oh, that's good news.
So go download it, man.
I'm not a PC person. I'll just wait till they make it a DLC for the Orange Box.
They stopped supporting Orange Box on Xbox years ago.
Okay then. I'll just wait.
But yes, if you have Team Fortress 2, go update your game now if you haven't, and play some good old man versus machine. And final story, I saved the best story for last. And when I mean best story, I mean a load of shit. Capcom announces a new Mega Man game for Mega Man's anniversary.
Well, that's good news, right?
It's not the game we wanted. Like, at all.
Please do explain.
It is called Mega Man Crossover. And it's a Mega Man RPG on the iOS that's also a social game.
Uh-huh.
Basically, all the Mega Mans have been captured, and you must build your own Mega Man to save them. Oh, by the way, the game has an autoplay button, so you can just press the button and Mega Man does everything for you.
So you don't even have to play the game.
No, you don't.
Well, that's stupid.
So for Mega Man's grand old 25th anniversary, they're doing an iOS social RPG. The fuck?
I would be pissed off too if I was the fan.
No, here's Capcom's thinking. All right, guys, Mega Man's 25th anniversary is coming up. What do? We need to do something for Mega Man. Sir, we still have resources tied up in Mega Man Legends. Shut up, I'm thinking. I know. Let's make a game that supposedly everybody wanted. People like the iOS, right, for games, yeah, because Infinity Blade and Angry Birds has done so well. We've seen that Mega Man RPGs have done so well, right? Right? Okay, okay, what am I thinking here? Oh, let's do this! Mega Man crossover! Ugh. Sorry, that's Capcom.
Give that man a raise.
God damn! I hated Capcom so much before. Now I'm like at the boiling point. This is killing me. I mean, at least Nintendo. I mean, at least Nintendo actually did like something for Metroid's 25th. They released like a bunch of. They released a couple Metroid games and stuff on the 3DS and stuff like that for like to download like Metroid 2 and stuff like that. But this. Where's my desk? Hold on.
Okay, alright.
Ah.
You okay there, buddy?
Yes. God damn it. So, that is the news desk. If you guys are pissed as Capcom as I am, I say we form a mob and just raid their office. How about that? Not the North American guys. They're nice. I'm talking about the Japan assholes.
The ones that are making it?
The ones who are actually behind all these shitty decisions. I mean, seriously, these people even go to, like, business school?
They did. Make as much money as you can.
They passed. They barely passed. They all got D's.
What? A D in Asians, like... I don't know.
That's like a double F.
I know, right?
Anyways, I think we've gotten off track, and it's now time to move on to our middle segment, which is my misadventures at NatsuCon. Music! Alright, so, this past weekend, we were supposed to record at NatsuCon. We couldn't get a panel, so I got a bunch of people in a hotel room to like cheer us on and everything. Unfortunately, internet didn't work, and time management just killed everything. So next year we will definitely make it happen, but this year we just couldn't. So, when I went on my misadventures at NatsuCon, dressed as Deadmau5 himself, tattoos and everything. I didn't get actual tattoos, thank God. I just had someone very carefully Sharpie his tattoos on my arms to the point where they looked fairly real from a distance. And yeah, and I just have to say, if you are a nerd, anime cons are like, that's it. Like, they literally have, I went there, I'm like, okay, it's probably just me anime stuff. They even had video games, they had comic book stuff. It was ridiculous. And like, the video game panels were funny as hell too. They even had a panel dedicated just to zombie survival. If you ever read Max Brooks' Zombie Survival Guide, which is an awesome book, go buy it. It'll help you survive when the zombie apocalypse does happen. I mean, literally, the guy, like, I think he probably spent, like, years thinking about how the fuck do I survive a zombie apocalypse. And probably practice. Maybe, I'm hoping he didn't practice some of his techniques. But one of the panels I went to was about griefing. It was called The Art of Griefing. And if you are a gamer and you're listening to this, you probably know what griefing is. It's to fuck with somebody's mind. And these guys probably provided some of the best examples of griefing I have ever seen in my life.
For example, give an oh yeah, okay, good.
Oh yeah, I was going to share a couple stories. First story, they were playing Pictionary online. It's like playing Pictionary, but you're playing with other people around the world. So him and his buddies, this guy and his buddies, they decided to basically they all like got together, made sure they were all, joined a British server, and then made their names as American as possible. They would start typing in the chat and start shouting, It's just like, if you don't like America, fuck you, and like, woo, like all this stuff, and like NASCAR, and like being just like the horrible stereotype American, and all these British guys are like, oh fuck them, and it's just like, oh bloody hell, I gotta tell you why America sucks, and they start going off on them and everything, and when their turn came around, they started drawing a picture, and guess what they drew? They drew a duck with an American flag! And the British guys are like, fuck it, we're leaving. And they all leave. And they're like, okay, we'll just go join another server. But they made sure to change their names. And they joined the next server, and it was the same British guys. And they're like, okay, don't say anything. They don't say anything. And like all the British guys are like, oh, who are these guys? Oh, Americans? Well, at least they're not saying anything. And then when their turn came around, they're like, okay, so what's he drawing? Teacup? Is it a teacup? I can't see what it is. I see a flag or something. It's like they drew a duck with an American flag, and the British guys are like, bloody hell, they followed us. And I want to try that sometime because that sounds amazing. And another one they did is there's a game by NASA called Moonbase Alpha where you're on a simulator, you're on the moon, and you're saving a base or whatever it is. I don't know what the hell's going on. And apparently one of the things you're supposed to do is keep all these power lights on, otherwise you can't see anything. Well, while these guys are having to fix their rover and everything, this guy speed runs the entire game, turns off all the lights on the moon.
Oh, wow.
So it's completely dark. Nobody can see shit. And to make things worse, whatever you type in the chat is read back to everybody in a Stephen Hawking voice. So what does it sound like when the chat is overloaded? It sounds like Satan talking. So imagine you're walking on the moon, it's pitch black, you can't see shit, and you hear Satan talking to you. And last one, they were playing Second Life, and they were jumping from server to server. They came across a server where these people were reenacting black slavery. I kid you not, they were reenacting black slavery. They had like people acting as slavers, and they're like, "Yes, master, master, oh master," and he's just like, you know what, guys, we're gonna fuck up this guy's server, and so there's this white Colonel Sanders sitting at a plantation with a field of watermelons with slaves working the watermelons, and all of a sudden you hear and a Panzer tank comes over the edge of this ridge, and you see these and all of a sudden you hear and more Panzer tanks start to show up, and the whole ridge is lined with like 20 Panzer tanks.
Oh wow!
And the great thing is that they modded. You can mod stuff, so when stuff collides with another, you can delete it. You can have it fly in the air. Well, with the next Flight of the Valkyries theme going, they decided to open fire, and literally black people, watermelons, and everything started flying upwards into the air, into space, and they hit the house, and the house itself flies up into the air and into space. And by the time they're done, all that's left is two slaves, 4 watermelons, and a Colonel Sanders who's pissing himself. So that was that's the art of griefing. I thought you guys would like that. And not a lot of people showed up to that panel. Maybe like a dozen people showed up, but it was one of the funniest damn things I ever saw. And it's run by these guys called the Nerd Fit Network. So if you guys ever don't know them, go check them out. They're awesome. Then I went to another couple panels. There was a Q&A with some Funimation voice actors, Micah and Brina, and they both done stuff from like Soul Eater. Brina is the voice of Chopper and One Piece, I believe, and a bunch of other little characters and stuff like that. And just they all did a bunch of stuff, and they talked about like how they got started voice acting, tips and stuff like that. Brina gave the typical answer as to how she got into voice acting. He's like, oh, I was a stage actor. Then I decided to try voice acting. This is kind of how it worked out. Micah, on the other hand, said, well, Funimation kidnapped my parents, and I'm under contract obligation to serve them until they release my parents. And everybody starts laughing. He's like, why are you guys laughing? You guys are demented. And I talked with him for a little bit, and he's seriously a funny guy. And actually, I was surprised to find out he's maybe like 2 months older than I am.
Wait, really? Wow.
Yeah. And he's a professional voice actor.
Very nice. And
then there was just so much stuff that went on in that show, the whole con, that it was just too awesome to describe for words. Unfortunately there was some stuff that was disturbing.
Okay, go on.
They had hentai panels.
That's good.
But fortunately those stopped. Because apparently the city of Collinsville, Illinois, says that pornography is straight up illegal.
Okay.
And I'm like, bullshit! They're selling 50 Shades of Grey at Walmart. I mean, that's porn in a book. That's what that is. And but I'm like, all right, it's just like what is this whole board run by? Like people born in 1900? Oh my God, what is this? Oh my God, she's naked. Ah! I'm just imagine that's what that city board is made of. Just people, just like old, like 100-year-old guys in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
We're like scared of women.
Yeah.
But that's I digress. And I think one of the funnest things about this whole con that I went to was the whole atmosphere there. Everybody was in costume. And I was not the only dead mouse there. There was another dead mouse there. And I saw him, and I just ran to him. I'm like, brother! And I got a picture with him and somebody who was dressed up as Skrillex. So like now the joke is like, okay, so two mice and a Skrillex walk into a con. I forget the joke after that.
I'm sure it was funny.
I'm sure that is the joke.
Oh, okay.
But I'm kind of at a loss for words. It just literally is one of the most fun times I've ever had. If you even like anime a little, I seriously just recommend checking it out, even if it's only for a day. I was there for the whole weekend. I put in some serious coin for the whole damn thing. I've got a hotel room and everything, and leave it to me to get the nicest hotel that there was in the block. which I now financially I'm kind of regretting because I'm broke. But it was the most fun I ever had. The vendors sell everything you can imagine. And when I mean vendors, not just people who make their own artwork and everything, which is cool by itself. I even bought some stuff from this guy who makes his own manga. But they sell everything from like Star Wars figurines to plushes to DVDs to swords to Japanese bread that's imported and everything. And it's crazy. So if you guys live in the Missouri, Illinois area, next year, NatsuCon 2013, totally recommend it. Even if it was my only con I've ever been to in my life right now, it was the most fun I've had in one weekend that I've had in a long, long time. So, that's it for the middle segment. Me ranting about how awesome NatsuCon was. And griefing and... That's the master!
So what did you actually buy?
Okay, what I actually bought was what I did is I decided, like, you know what, I don't know what the fuck I like, and if I get specific items, it's gonna cost me a lot of money. So I bought grab bags, which are like, you pay like $20-30, and you get a bag just filled with random stuff. And lucky me, I got like some manga from stuff that I actually like, and they're all like the first volumes too. I'm like, fuck, I didn't get like volume 15. I'm lost in the fucking story. And I also got like a giant wall scroll for One Piece. I mean, the thing is huge. It's like 32 inches by 48 inches, and I got it for $15.
That's pretty good.
And I look at as soon as I saw the thing, I'm like, fuck posters. I'm getting wall scrolls. These things look awesome. And the grab bags, I got like some Gurren Lagann figures. I got a Pokemon plush.
Okay.
Some pins, manga, cell phone chain, little things you attach to your cell phone or whatever, keychains, and just a bunch of like little stuff. And it was all pretty cool. And I even got I also bought a kunai knife. So like, you know, like those little like hand knives you see in like Naruto. I got one of those.
All right, cool.
And they were selling swords and stuff like that. One vendor was selling Sephiroth's sword. I'm like, fuck, I would love to see the person try and carry that. I mean, the thing was huge. It was literally like, I think he said it was 80 inches long.
How was that?
How long is that? How long is what?
How much was it?
Oh, it was like $80.
That's pretty good, actually.
Oh no, he was also selling a battle-ready katana for $80.
Wow.
And like, there was two sword vendors in there, so they were both going at it for prices. So like, one would lower the other one constantly. It was pretty good. One had a better selection than the other, but the other one was cheaper. They were also selling like metal keyblades and stuff like that. So like, literally everybody in the con had a fucking keyblade. And I'm like, I don't want a fucking keyblade. I got a fucking kunai knife. Awesome. So that's what happened. And yeah, you know, as much as I would love to keep talking about NatsuCon, we're on time. So Tommy, you are in charge of the next segment.
Okay. All right. Look, how do we usually start it off? It's
you know, I'll do it.
Okay, fine.
It's my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It is time for people doing stupid shit. Hit the music. Tommy, what do you...
Okay, so, Cory, I have a question for you.
Oh?
Yes. So...
I'm scared.
Would you ever microwave your clothes?
I've thought about it.
You thought about it?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I thought about it.
Well, don't be like this man in British, because a man microwaves his socks and underwears and starts a fire.
fucking genius.
British firefighters say they saved an apartment from destruction after its domestically challenged resident tried to dry his wet socks and underwear in a microwave oven.
Question, what is domestically challenged?
I am trying to figure that out myself. I am not sure. Anyways.
They're trying to say the guy's mentally handicapped. Just say he's mentally handicapped.
I don't know. I guess that's British say it, so.
Damn British.
Yeah.
Sorry, British viewers.
Do we even have any?
We have Colin, and he's in the UK.
Yeah. Well, he's Irish, but okay, so
yeah, he'll debate that.
Okay. So yeah, the fire destroyed the apartments along with 2 pairs of underwear and socks inside it.
Damn.
The cause smoke damaged the apartment. Yeah, of course. So yeah, just don't. If you're gonna dry your clothes, put it in a dryer or just have it outside to dry. Don't microwave it.
Or you know what? Even better, attach them to a metal rod and drive around town and super air dry them that way.
Yes, that would work too. Probably be more fun as well.
Try and run away from the cops while doing it as well.
Well, then you raise up your white underwear as is that you surrender. You're fine.
Fine, I'll surrender. I'll pay the fine.
You know what? I decided to show up to court to fight it.
He's just in his underwear.
Alright, so, Cory, do you have a tattoo? Or do you plan on getting a tattoo?
I don't really ever I don't plan on getting one now. But I've told myself many times, like, I'm jealous of, like, say, Deadmau5, because he got his arm signed by Miyamoto, and I'm like, and then he took that signature and tattooed it into his arm. I'm like, hell, I'd probably do that on a whim as well. I'd probably get in a lot of trouble for it from my folks, but I'd probably do that on a whim as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I don't know.
I think I just repeated myself.
Well,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I don't know about you or what, or it's just this woman, but she might have started a new trend. And
what's the new trend? I'm hip into trends.
She said the new trend. Well, in the 17th annual South Florida Tattoo Expo, of course, this has to be in Florida.
Oh
Maria,
God, no.
Maria went to get her a tattoo, and she got it's an anal tattoo. She got her tattoo on her asshole.
What?
Yes. She got a tattoo with Sun Don't Shine.
Well, okay, I was about to say, was it a volcano?
Yes. There's a video of her getting the tattoo, and she's like,
I don't want to see that video. Fuck that.
It's of her just loving it.
Why?
She's also saying it's like one of the most wonderful feelings she's ever felt.
I mean, I've always heard stories of guys who got their tattoos in a place it would grow, and I'm like, oh, that sounds awful. That just sounds so painful.
I'm just trying to figure out what she got a tattoo of.
I don't want to know. Tommy, why do you want to look up there anyway?
I don't know, but anyways, here's from her statement. This is from her statement. When I got it tattooed, he held my cheeks open while I was choking myself from the pain. Then we ended up breaking up because he didn't. Wait. This is about her relationship. Never mind.
Yeah, I'd say damn, was she going out with the tattoo artist, and while he's doing the tattoo, hey, I'm breaking up with you. Oh, God damn it! And he just leaves and just
no.
Hey, you didn't finish.
No, she showed her boyfriend her tattoos. Like, you want to see my tattoo? This man is smart. He says, he doesn't want to marry her because he just couldn't stand it. Now I'm curious what the tattoo is.
I'm not curious. Tommy, I'm questioning why you are curious.
Why would you get a tattoo in your anus? What would it have to be?
Florida.
But anyway,
Florida's
she's
the
stupid.
answer. So, you got another story? Is that it?
Oh, I got another one. has to do with SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh?
Yes. You see, SpongeBob SquarePants, it has been dubbed amoral in Ukraine.
Someone finally got all those adult jokes.
SpongeBob SquarePants has been called many things: violent, adult, insane, rude, for starters. But one word the show's creator might have not seen coming on the onslaught of descriptors about the show is immoral. According to a study in the Ukraine National Expert Commission for Protecting Public Morality, in addition to promoting homosexuality, the popular children's cartoon program is part of a large-scale experiment to turn Ukraine's children into criminals and perverts. Yes.
What?
SpongeBob
Really?
SquarePants is turning Ukraine children into criminals and perverts.
One, that's a lie. Well, the criminals I could see, but the perverts maybe. Because SpongeBob does like to walk around naked sometimes. So, I mean, I can totally see somebody's just like, it's like, I'm ready, and they're walking down the street, no pants.
I can also understand the criminal part, from Plankton always wanting to steal the secret Krabby Patty formula.
Who looks up to Plankton to be a criminal?
Even though he fails all the time, the children should see that. It's like, well, he fails, crime doesn't pay, so I won't steal.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. SpongeBob, I watched SpongeBob when it first started. Did it ruin my childhood? No.
No, it didn't.
No.
Watching images of your childhood get ruined will ruin your childhood.
Yes. So yeah, the Ukraine is obviously... They got bigger issues to worry about than SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, like banning the next iteration of Wolfenstein. And that was people doing stupid shit, and it's time to move on to shoutouts. But before we get to shoutouts, I have a special announcement. I am doing my own special review. Recently in NatsuCon, I came across somebody who saw my Pixels and Bits t-shirt. I was wearing it at one point during the con. They're like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's my podcast. It's on my website and this and that. And I guess later that night, they decided to check out my website. And they came back to me the next day, and they're like, hey, I loved your Corpse Party review. And I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. And they're like, I love how you did that, did some niche games there, with like all the indie stuff. Have you ever considered doing visual novels? And I'm like, visual what? And he explained to me what visual novels were, and I felt kind of bad about not knowing what these were, considering how big of a nerd I am. And what visual novels are is they're basically just like manga books that you interact with. So they're kind of like games, but they're not. But anyway, he said it was like, oh, I love it if you guys do a review of one. And I'm like, okay. So I've been searching around, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to make the video age-gated. Because it turns out most of these visual novels do contain some somewhat adult material. So I found the least adult one possible. That's actually fairly good. So I'm reviewing a visual novel called... God, how do I pronounce it? Katawa Shoujo.
Okay. What's that one about?
I'm just all I'm going to say is basically, I don't want to spoil it, I guess. But how that one plays out is that you're a guy in a regular high school. You didn't have a heart attack. Find out you have a heart condition, and it warrants you to go to a school for disabled kids. And when I mean disabled kids, I mean kids that are like deaf, blind, missing arms, legs, that whole spiel. And you come across 5 unique girls. That kind of explains the rest of it.
Okay.
So, like, not any one of the girls is considered normal. But I've played 4 of the 5 stories, and they're all very good. In terms of writing, and the whole interesting story behind the game itself is that it was created by a group of 4chan users.
Okay.
So, like, basically, just like a bunch of people got together from 4chan message boards, and they made their own little studio, And they kind of did what we're doing, was that they collaborate with each other, even though they're not next to each other, and they made a game.
Nice. That's actually pretty cool.
And that's what this game is. And it's really cool considering that like all the artwork is done by like users, none of them are professional and everything. And the music and everything, and for its production values are fairly high for what I think is from what I've saw. And when I get that review done, God knows when, because I would have to record the video since I've been having a hard time finding good video on YouTube and stuff like that, and so. When will that be out? Maybe a month. But it will be age gated just because of the game itself. I'm not going to show anything, but the game will be age gated. So that is my little spiel on what I'm doing.
That's interesting. I'll look forward to watching it.
Oh yes. Oh, by the way, the game is free too.
Okay.
So what is your shout out, Tommy?
Okay, my shout out goes to a friend of mine. Her name is April. Today we went to a place called Frankenson. It's really nerdy, cool, like nerd swap meet sort of place.
All right.
Yes, I'll have to probably do a video on that one day.
All right. Well, I got two shout outs.
All right.
First one goes to a little game I picked up earlier this week, and I'm falling in love with it. It's called Darksiders 2.
Oh, how is that game?
It's fucking amazing.
Really? I thought it wouldn't, just from the looks of it. It's like, it doesn't grab my interest, but I'm hearing positive
It's great.
stuff.
It really is great. It's like God of War, Zelda, and Diablo had a baby.
Wow. Okay, wow.
It's great.
Alright, I'll probably have to check it out myself then.
Because it's got the combat of God of War, the dungeon system of Zelda, and the RPG and loot system of Diablo. It's just fantastic. I'm just like, God, can this get any better? So, I'm praying to God there's a Darksiders 3, but no, THQ is just like, we need money. This needs to sell 5 million units. It's not going to sell 5 million units. And my second shout out obviously goes to NatsuCon. If you guys are in the area, you guys are in the Missouri, Illinois area next year for NatsuCon 2013 in July, I will see you there. Because I am going back.
Nice.
And I'm going to dress as the most dark character I can think of.
So the Darksider dude?
No. that would be awesome. No, you ever heard of a little show called Hellsing?
Yeah, I have.
I'll be Alucard.
Okay.
So, that is Pixels and Bits, episode 19?
Yes?
Yes. On theovershield.com. Until next week, I'm Cory.
And I'm Tommy.
And Andrew's not here.
Yeah.
But we'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Later.